15 years of my life, I started every morning by saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, which means in English, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. But now, I start every day by saying, Bismi Yasua al-Masih, which means, in the name of Jesus Christ, the Messiah. You're probably wondering, why did this happen? Why did I go from praising Allah every morning to praising Jesus Christ? And this is why I created this video, to tell people about how a Muslim from Egypt became a Christian. I was born to a Sunni Muslim family. My dad was from Egypt and my mom was from Canada. And I was born in Canada, and I have one brother. When I was born, my family found out very quickly that I had visual impairments, and my dad basically would pray every night that God would cure me. And I believe God answered him. I was born completely blind, but now I can see. From the age of around 1 to 4, I stayed in Canada, and I remember going to a preschool which was Islamically based. And people were teaching me about Islam and telling me about the Quran, but they weren't doing a great job. So my dad decided we should all move back to Egypt, where he's from, where I learned the Quran, I learned how to speak Arabic, I learned the Hadith, which is the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, and I learned specifically how to live a life of Islam, a life of being a Muslim. And I did not practice the faith very well, but I believed it wholeheartedly. I believed that there's only one God, and that Muhammad's his prophet, and that Jesus was just a prophet. And all other religions were basically corruptions, abominations, and Islam was the only way to heaven. And I believed this for a good 15 years of my life. Then one day, I was hanging out with an Orthodox Christian in Egypt. Egypt's around 20% Orthodox, and this Orthodox Christian started telling me stuff about Jesus and the Trinity and what salvation is and why Jesus had to rise from the dead. And I honestly did not understand a single word this man said. But he did tell me one thing. He said, Ishmael, if you want to know who God is, you have to ask him. You have to go on your knees and pray to him for a sign. And I thought to myself, sure, why not? Allah's real. He's going to answer me. So I took up the challenge. One night, I prayed to God for a sign, and he answered me around the age of 13, 14. And I remember this very vividly till this day, that I had a dream, and the dream was around maybe 5 to 10 seconds long. But it was the most intense dream I've ever had in my entire life. And it was simply Jesus on the cross. And the most important part of that dream was that Jesus' face was so bloody that I couldn't even recognize him. But while it was so bloody and so gruesome, I felt so much peace and so much love. And I knew he wasn't alone. I knew there were 2 other people beside him being crucified that I didn't know at the time.